Jackson saved me from getting on a plane to that tiny island.
So they're saying Neverland is where Michael Jackson took children to protect them from what was being done on Epstein's island.
The world was sold a massive lie about Michael Jackson. Have you ever wondered why they targeted him so relentlessly? It wasn't because of what he was doing. It was because of what he was stopping.
So Michael Jackson used his life to protect children, yet was misunderstood by the world as a criminal. Neverland, this mysterious place, was not as simple as the outside world thought. Recently, a previously undisclosed truth was revealed. In Neverland, Michael Jackson shielded children from the forces of darkness, keeping them away from the terrifying reality of Epstein's island. He provided children with a sanctuary, protecting them from harm and abuse, yet was misrepresented by the media and the public as a criminal. He was falsely accused of abuse, while the real abusers remained undisclosed. Macaulay Culkin and other celebrities publicly defended Jackson, proving that he was not only a musical genius, but also a hero who fought for the safety and protection of children. He not only protected children from physical harm, but also helped celebrities like Britney Spears, offering her advice when she faced control from her father.
The truth is, he was an outsider to the darkest elite circles. Proponents of this theory say he used his wealth to buy up control and build a shield around children that people like Epstein couldn't touch.
So you mean to tell me the Epstein files reveal that Michael Jackson was actually trying to help the kids by taking them to Never Never Land to get them away from the perverts? Do y'all know what that means? So according to the new Epstein files info, Michael Jackson created Never Never Land to be a safe space for kids to go to get away from the perverts like Epstein and Diddy. And since Michael Jackson was about to expose, or was in the middle of exposing them, allegedly, that is why he got took out, allegedly. I still don't think y'all understand the gravity of this situation now. So now the whole conspiracy theory with Diddy and the coroner and somehow that Secret Service or agent or whatever, Fahim or whatever that guy named that worked with Diddy, who many conspiracy people were saying had something to do with MJ being taken out of here. Now that all kind of makes sense in a sense. And so since Michael Jackson was trying to take down that whole perverted scheme, they flipped it on him and made him look like he was the predator. And I'm talking about Michael Jackson. When all this time it was a bunch of bullshit and it was them trying to protect their self. And in turn, they shitted on Michael Jackson. And I don't like it. What if I told you?
Neverland wasn't a playground. It was a sanctuary. He was trying to create a world where the industry's monsters couldn't reach their victims.
It brings tears to my eyes when I see any child who suffers. I am not guilty of these allegations, but if I am guilty of anything, it is of giving all that I have to give to help children all over the world. I am totally innocent of any wrongdoing, and I know these terrible allegations will all be proven false.
That's a shocking flip on the narrative we were fed for decades. They needed him silenced because he was the only one with enough power to disrupt their system. Wake up. The people they tell you are the villains are often the ones they're most afraid of. Stay vigilant.
Remember that one boy?
Now listen to this. I have to tell you this.
Okay.
So after I left the party, and the next day I smoked weed, Michael, and then I get in the limousine and I leave. I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal over here. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them and they all ask these super sexually exploiting, questions, backsided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm going to do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, and I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened. I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving, everything you can think of. We rode 4-wheelers for 5 hours, me, him, and Chris Tucker in the mountains at nighttime after his birthday party. Him and I hung out and talked pretty much all night. Got a couple hours of sleep. I wake up. He's not even in the room. He pulled out a cot for me in his room because I asked him. I was like, I want to hang out with you. I want to be around. It was Michael.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with him. I wanted to hang out with Michael. He pulled out a little cot or something. I laid on the cot. I wake up in the morning. His bed's made. There's a cleaning lady that wakes me up. I keep asking, where's Michael? I go over. He's got this huge statue figurine that Michael Jordan sent him for his birthday because he collected that stuff. Went and smoked some weed with him, get in the car. And then all this shit happened when I got back to LA. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, and I looked at my mom. I go, are you really trying to go at Michael and use me for a money grab? I was like, nothing. And I looked at him right now. I said, nothing happened. I said, Michael was flirting with girls right in front of me. Actually.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious because he was very charming.
I bet. It's Michael Jackson.
he made girls just light up, blush. And and like, I saw him looking at girls' booty. I said, I saw you looking at her booty. He was like, I was like, and so I hear these stories of like Wade Robson. And then I'm like thinking to myself, wait, hold up. I know Wade Robson. Wade Robson pretended to be the voice on my album, Aaron's Party, for my brother. Because my brother didn't do it. So Wade Robson did it. It was like a little spoof thing, an interlude in my second album, Aaron's Party. And Wade Robson did the voice of like pretending to be my brother or some shit. And I'm like, wait, hold up. Wade leaving Neverland? What is this? Like, what do you mean leaving Neverland? Like, I left Neverland. Everything was cool, homie. Like, what's your problem? Did you dream this up? Did your parents tell you to do this?
Yeah, I mean, they tried to sue for like $100 million, and ultimately it was dropped. They got nothing out of it, as they should.
Nothing. That dude didn't do shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I knew Michael better than all of them.
Yeah, I believe
even,
it. Everything
even Macaulay,
that I've seen,
if it was Macaulay now.
I'm not buying it.
Even if it was Macaulay Culkin sitting right here, he would tell you the same thing I did with the same assertiveness.
He built Neverland for them. He donated millions to children's hospitals. He constantly talked about how adults ruin innocence. That was literally his message.
I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me. Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent. I have been forced to submit to a dehumanizing and humiliating examination by the Santa Barbara County Sheriff Department and the Los Angeles Police Department earlier this week. They served a search warrant on me which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis, my buttocks, my lower torso, thighs, and any other area that they wanted. They were supposedly looking for any discoloration, spotting, blotches, or other evidence of a skin color disorder called vitiligo, which I have previously spoken about. The warrant also directed me to cooperate in any examination of my body by their physician to determine the condition of my skin, including whether I have vitiligo or any other skin disorder. The warrant further stated that I had no right to refuse the examination or photographs, and if I failed to cooperate with them, they would introduce that refusal at any trial as an indication of my guilt. It was the most humiliating ordeal of my life, one that no person should ever have to suffer. And even after experiencing the indignity of this search, the parties involved were still not satisfied and wanted to take even more pictures. It was a nightmare, a horrifying nightmare. But if this is what I have to endure to prove my innocence, my complete innocence, so be it. Throughout my life, I have only tried to help thousands upon thousands of children to live happy lives. It brings tears to my eyes when I see any child who suffers. I am not guilty of these allegations, But if I am guilty of anything, it is of giving all that I have to give to help children all over the world. It is of loving children of all ages and races. It is of gaining sheer joy from seeing children with their innocent and smiling faces. It is of enjoying through them the childhood that I missed myself. If I am guilty of anything, it is of believing what God said about children. Suffer little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of heaven. In no way do I think that I am God, but I do try to be God-like in my heart. I am totally innocent of any wrongdoing, and I know these terrible allegations will all be proven false. Again, to my friends and fans, thank you very much for all of your support. Together, we will see this through to the very end. I love you very much, and may God bless you all. I love you. Goodbye.
Now fast forward. Years later, we find out about Epstein. A real monster. A billionaire with politicians, CEOs, royalty, all connected.
We watched this nigga get murdered right in front of our own motherfucking face. And the nigga knew it was finna happen. He told us, and we didn't know. Nigga named his last tour, "This Is It." Niggas have never said "this is it" in a celebratory fashion. And let me just say, white people do it all the time. This is it. Not niggas. Every time we say it like this. You know what, nigga, this is it. They straight up killed that nigga.
Suddenly I'm supposed to believe the biggest pop star in the world was the villain. Michael was powerful. He owned his music. He didn't bow to labels. He didn't move how Hollywood wanted him to move. And every time he fought back, something new dropped in the media.
That many of our world's problems today, from the inner city crime to large-scale wars and terrorism and our overcrowded prisons, are a result of the fact that children have had their childhood stolen from them. The magic, the wonder, the mystery, and the innocence of a child's heart are the seeds of creativity that will heal the world. I really believe that. What we need to learn from children isn't childish. Being with them connects us to the deeper wisdom of life, which is ever present and only asked to be lived. They know the way to solutions that lie waiting to be recognized within our own hearts. I realize that many of our world's problems today, from the inner city crime to large-scale wars and terrorism and our overcrowded prisons, are a result of the fact that children have had their childhood stolen from them. The magic, the wonder, the mystery, and the innocence of a child's heart are the seeds of creativity that will heal the world. I really believe that. What we need to learn from children isn't childish. Being with them connects us to the deeper wisdom of life, which is ever present and only asked to be lived. They know.
And here's the crazy part. What if he knew things? What if he saw how kids were really being treated behind the scenes? What if protecting them made him a problem?
I didn't get why I was wearing a mask, but I understand it now. Why my dad would want our face to be covered. Like when we went out without him, we wouldn't be recognized and we could have a normal childhood.
3 years after the death of her father, Michael Jackson, his only daughter, Paris, has opened up to Oprah Winfrey about having to wear masks as a child and how her dad wanted them to have a normal life.
He told us that when he was younger, he didn't really have a childhood. Like he would always be stuck in the studio singing and while other kids were out playing. And he wanted us to have that.
Paris, what are your thoughts about murder of your dad? Hey, get a room, get a room, get a room.
I'm not saying I have proof. I'm saying the timing is weird. The smear campaigns were loud. The real predators were protected.
Yeah. I've been crawling through the dirt so long. Every step felt like a broken song, but the sun is burning holes in the fear. I'm done looking back, it's up from here. No anchors, no change.